Alright, we've stored up some science. I'm going to unlock this Gen 5 chip plant. The end goal here is to get to this beacon tier 3 so that we can put this on every parcel and really boost production. So we're going to launch a rocket as soon as possible to get this first batch of 1000 white science so we can unlock that. But let's get to the Gen 5 chip plant here, and let's do the reduce energy consumption. Looks like that's all we can do. We can actually upgrade the challenge limit to 4. We'll do that. Again, we haven't done that yet. So now we can start laying out Gen Chip 5s while we're waiting for other stuff to build up. So let's start with some advanced parcels. This one will be Gen 5 chip plant. Now we're going to aim for 12 per tick on this one. Well, it'll be much larger once we boost it, but in order to get it running, we're going to start with 12. So that would be 24 AP materials, 24 nanowires, 24 hafnium disulfide, and 36 graphene. So let's get those laid out real quick. Alright, so here's the 4 ingredients we need for Gen 5 chips. Let's start with this AP material. We're going to need 24 of these. They require Hg copper plates, phenolic resin, and quartz. Phenolic resin we've set up a couple times. So the quartz and the high Hg copper, we can probably do the end products in here. So we'll do, how many do we need of these? 24. So we'll do 24 of these and 24 quartz factors in here, and we'll just ship in the stone and the copper. 24. We'll have to come back on what this is requiring. Gen 2 chips maybe. Actually, this looks like we're out of steel. It's just taking a minute to refill. Alright, so we'll come back and add 24 of these. These are going to take a while. But this is AP material coming out. Now we need phenolic resin, so that'll be an advanced parcel that we've done many times before. We're going to do a high-tech oil because we're going to need oil for the hafnium disulfide. So let's do oil here. Just max these out. Output that. So we have oil coming in. We have coal ash coming in, oil coming in, coal coming in. And now this AP material, we need copper, stone, so let's see, we'll do a basic for stone. This will be stone. This will be another basic one for coal, for the high-grade smelter. And finally, we'll do a high-tech one for copper because we need a boatload of copper. So that's phenolic resin to AP, stone, quartz is being made inside there. This is, what is this, coal for the high-grade smelter, and this is copper. So that should be making AP, but it's not. What are we missing? Missing phenolic. Because we need the oil refineries in here. Okay, hafnium disulfide is next. Take a quick look at that one. This requires, we're going to need 24 of these, so we'll need 48 sulfur and 24 hafnium. So sulfur I think we can just make inside this parcel since we have room. We'll need 24 of them because we need, that does 2 sulfur per thing, so that would be 24 of these guys. And we need petroleum barrels, so that would be 24 of these guys. So I'll do that, and then we will need hafnium. Hafnium is also used in the nanowires. One there, and then one there, so that's two. So hafnium is actually, so I'm sorry, there's 24 of them, so 24 hafnium here, 24 hafnium there, so 48 hafnium. And the oil we've already been making for the phenolics, so we can just tap into that. That's why I did a high-tech one instead of basic. So that'll get this oil going to there. Then we just need probably advanced parcel for hafnium. Hafnium we'll just max out. So hafnium we need 48. This is only making 15. But we should have enough parcels in here to do it. It's 30. We got 106 parcels, so we'll come back and add those. So that's actually hafnium disulfide because nanowires are up next. Nanowires are a little bit more involved. We need 24 oxygen, 24 silicon germanium, which is just silicon and germanium, and 24 hafnium. Hafnium we've done, so oxygen would be next. So let's do a parcel of oxygen. Let's just do high-tech. This would be oxygen. Got way too much oxygen there, but we have extra power, so no big deal. What else do we need? We need germanium. We'll do that in advanced parcel, I guess. I just try to vary it so I have extra of each parcel. So germanium would be this one. Again, we'll have to come back and max these out, but just setting it up so you can see that in process. So oxygen, germanium, and silicone. Silicone we're going to need for graphene as well. So let's do I guess we'll do high-tech. Should be enough. We'll do one for silicone, one for quartz like we've done before, and one for stone. Let's look at nanowires one more time. Nanowires requires hafnium, silicon, germanium, and oxygen. Hafnium and oxygen we're doing outside, so silicon, germanium we can do inside here. We'll need 24 of those as well. Four. So that's good there. So that should actually be nanowires. Let's connect it up and make sure it's producing. So silicone, germanium, that'd be silicone, germanium in the furnaces we just built. Oxygen, and the rest of the hafnium over here. And it's not being produced. Why is that? Because we're not producing silicone, germanium. Oh, because we're not doing silicone because we need some coal. So let's just, I guess we'll start with the basic. Because we're going to need coal for graphene as well. calculate that out in a minute. But that'll go to the silicone, and then that'll go also to the graphene when we start making that. So that is nanowires. Silicon germanium still not being made. Why is that? Got plenty of coal, plenty of quartz. Oh, because this needs hooked up to the power plant. Germanium needs coal ash to function. So a power plant be hooked up there. And then we can just drag this other one over here for now. Alright, so finally, nanowires, right? There we go, nanowires being produced. So we just got to add the factories as we get the materials. And lastly, we have graphene. Graphene is going to be this one here. We need coal ash, coal, and silicone. So we're actually producing all of that already. How much coal do we need? Just one, so 24 coal. So the basic parts we put down before should be enough. This is coal here. Silicone we were making from before. And coal ash. So that should be graphene, and it is being produced already, so we'll just have to wait till we save up enough materials to build 24 of these. So I believe that's all the materials. Let's hook them up to make sure that they are producing, and it'll be at a super slow rate right now until we get all the buildings built. But at least we'll know it's working. Nanowires. Need exported. Graphene needs exported. And Gen 5 chips are being produced. So just give me a minute and I will build those buildings that as with steel and chips become available, and then I'll be back with you. While we're waiting for Gen 4 chips to stockpile, we can check the research. I should be able to unlock the rocket launch pad, which I can. We'll do that. Looks like we can up our parts limit to 158. Everything requires white science now. We're going to save up for Beacon Tech 3, which is what we really want. This will speed things along greatly. So we'll save up for that, but in the meantime, while we're waiting for these chips to stockpile, we can actually start laying out our rockets. Our rockets are, first we're going to do the control unit. I'll take a quick look at the supplies. So rocket launch pad requires 1 satellite and 100 rockets. So 100 rocket parts, I should say. So rocket parts are rocket control units, light density structures, and fuel cells. So we're going to focus on rocket control units first. Rocket control units are just a summary of all the chips we've been building. So I'm going to set that up real quick first. Rocket control units, I usually use the high-tech one. It has the most connections on it. We're going to need to bring in nearly 200 Gen 1 chips to make this produce at full speed. So let's throw a Gen 1 rocket control unit on here. Looks like we have the supply, so let's go ahead and build that. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll hook one up and then I'll just hook the rest up off camera so that you don't see me pan around a lot. But basically I'm going to throw some nodes down. I'm going to throw a couple nodes down. This one's actually going to have 4 nodes because we need 64 transfers each line, so we need 200 Gen 1 chips, so that would be at least 4 nodes, and then we'll just export Gen 1 chips here, and we'll do one from here, one from here, one from here, finally a fourth one down below. And then we'll just run these up into the rocket control factory. That's all this one will do, is it'll take all, we'll have 4 connections here, we'll have 2 connections here. And then the rest of them will just be 1 connection, I believe. Let's see, Gen 3 chips, we're going to need 40 per tick to operate at full speed, so that'll be, one line can do 64, so we'll be good there. So let me hook these up real quick and then I'll alright, so those are all hooked up. You can see they're all going to the rocket control unit. They're all hooked up besides the yellow one. The yellow one I'm still stockpiling chips on, so for building purposes, so I did not connect it up yet. But let's add another advanced parcel. Let's take a look at where we were at. We're working towards the rocket parts, which is 4 rocket control units, which I just did. 4 light density structures and 4 fuel cells. So 4 light, and this is outputs 1 per tick. So if we need 100 parts to launch a rocket, this would be, if I did my math correctly, there's 100 ticks per minute. So if I fulfill this 1 rocket part per tick, I'll launch 1 rocket a minute. So we're going to start with that and then up it to 5. But so light density structures require copper, plastic, and steel. So let's handle that. Let's see, let's do some basic parcels here just for steel. This one will be doing iron. We shouldn't need much. This one will be doing iron. This one will be doing plates. And this one will be doing steel. I'm not too worried about the measurements in this. I know I'm probably making over, so steel mill. We're going to do an advanced parcel up top because a lot of stuff is going to need coal. And advanced just because I need the connections, I believe. So let's see, this will go down to the plates. Iron ore will come to the plates. That'll be making plates. The plates will go to the steel factory. Steel factory will go to here. Now we needed copper plates as well. So let's grab 2 more basic parcels for that. This one will be making copper. And was it HG copper plates or just regular copper plates? Regular copper plates, so that's copper. This will be copper plates. Again, not too worried about the, I know I'm way overproducing, so that is copper plates to the factory. We also need plastic for the LDS. So let's add a high-tech parcel here. Doing oil. We'll come back and max that out. But oil we're just going to take right to the LDS factory and make, what do we need? 5 plastic, I think. 5 plastics, so we're going to do 4 of these, so we'll need 20 plastics, which would be 7 plastic plants. Which means we'll need 7 oil refineries. So that should be everything for LDS. Did we not build an LDS on here? We did not. 4 of those. Steel, plastics, and copper plates. Plastics requires coal, so let's throw some of that in here. Alright, so coal is going to the plates, the copper plates, and the LDS. Oil is going straight to the LDS. It'll also go to the fuel cells in a minute here. So LDS is being manufactured now, 4 per tick. And inside here we have the plastics and the oil refinery factories for the LDS. Last part is the fuel cells, so let's add in our high-tech one here. We need 4 fuel cells. Four fuel cells, all they need is petroleum barrels. So we'll need 40. We need 10 petroleum barrels, so we need 10 of these. So we need 40 oil refineries, because we're doing it times 4. And what else did it need? Coal. Coal we have coming in from, we can get coming in from the thing, as well as oil. So oil we can grab from here. Coal we can grab from here. And this is fuel cells. Fuel cells are being produced. I will double check the numbers and make sure all the buildings are maxed out here. So that's fuel cells, LDS, rocket control units, which we'll just add a node here for. So that's nice and lined up. And this will be into the large factory, I guess. We'll start with large for rocket parts. Rocket control units, lights, density structures, and fuel cells. Got them all. So one of those. A lot of stuff for one building. Hopefully I have enough connections for this. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. I'll have just enough. So let me get this stuff labeled, make sure the buildings are all built. I know we need more oil refineries. And we'll be right back.